what is the bluebird stand for or represent that wants to come out at night and show itself? Is it good or bad? Is it
I was inspired by a poem by Charles Bukowski named Bluebird. He talks kind of about this bluebird that he keeps drowning with alcohol and cigarettes and drugs and stuff like that. So I came back and kind of did my own version of it. And so I think it is about a past me that I had caged inside as a bluebird, and I kept like dumping alcohol, and I could never make progress musically because
right?
I was constantly using, I was constantly doing something to stun my growth pretty much. And so yeah, I think this song kind of represents that transformation from like always dumping the alcohol in the bluebird to like finally kind of coming out at the end and being myself and who I want to be right now.
Hi, welcome. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are watching or listening to the Sterling Spin podcast, and I'm excited to bring you a new spin on living, loving, and learning. When you come with me into the studio, you never know who's going to be sitting in our seat. I'm Liz Sterling. His name is Noah Suter, and he's known by his fans as Noah Balboa. What a story we have for you. I'm so glad you're here. Today's program, let's start with some music.
Yeah.
Welcome, Noah Balboa. I love how this sounds.
I appreciate it. I had a good friend of mine write the intro, so he's a
This
talented,
part.
yeah, he's a talented guitarist and a deadhead also. So
Okay,
yeah.
wow. So, an artist whose heartfelt letter of introduction truly touched me sent me an email. I always say, you want to come on the show? Just email me. That's why Noah is here today. His story, his music comes straight from the heart. I know you'll feel that in our conversation. We get a chance to dive right in because Noah Balboa, you have a unique voice. You have a pay it forward. You have a gratitude energy, but you also have what a lot of people have, and that is an internal struggle when you want to do one thing and you end up doing something else. So I'd love for you to bring us into your story, your history, what you've been through, because I know that you have seen hell.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know how deep we want to get into it, but I guess I could start from when I was a little bit younger. I was about 17, going on to 18. I lost my father to a drug overdose. At that time, I had been using for like since I was 12 years old. My mom got cancer, and yeah, she ended up wanting to try to help me take away some of my pain, and ended up giving me some opioids and stuff like that. So it was just starting really young on opioids. Yeah, so like 12 years old, I was taking oxycodone, I was taking Percocet. She was giving me morphine by the time I was 14. So yeah, it got a little wild. And like I love drugs. I love the escape. Obviously, my dad left my life when I was about 13, so like turning to drugs was like uh, a safe place for me, you know. And like even to this day, I'm like I'm not anti-drugs because I understand the way that they give people a place to feel heard and feel safe when like there's nowhere to go.
What is that?
Um,
How do you
so
feel heard and safe when you're using opioids?
yeah, I would say that it's in a moment where everything is chaotic and there's no safety and like you know, it's just like everything in my life was just, there was no stability at
Right. It
all.
was totally
Yeah.
topsy-turvy. That's
Yeah.
the word that I
I
would
could turn
use.
to opioids, and like they made me feel calm. They made me feel connected. They made me feel like I could disconnected and connected, I guess, a little bit. It was like I was learning about myself, but like realistically just dealing with heavy addiction
So the
problems. So,
opioids, I would think like THC or acid, coming from my own history, gave me insight into my mind, gave me awareness and understanding. But anytime I took something like a Roar 714 or a Quaalude or something like that, which we really liked in the 70s,
yeah.
I just turned to Jello. My mind
Yeah.
was asleep. There was no. So I think I'm comparing two different
No,
things.
and I think that is part of what I needed at that point, right? It was like I was, I don't know, I would say like I was my mother's husband growing up because my dad was such a user. So at a certain point when she had handed me those opioids, it was my out. And I was able to look at it as like, oh, finally, like I get to like stop. I get to like take a step back from
You
all
weren't
of
carrying
this.
the weight of the world on your
Yeah,
shoulders
yeah,
anymore,
for a
trying to,
minute.
yeah.
Yeah, but I should always touch back and say that like after using opioids for an extended period of time, the weight came back, you know, and like obviously like running from your problems with drugs is never the answer, and I learned that over time. It took me a while,
I
so
have a couple of questions.
yeah.
So, number one, when did you start gaining awareness into that you had things to say that were worthwhile, which moved you into becoming a music artist?
So I've been making beats for like 8 years. I was
Give us a
like,
time frame though, like how old are you now? 8 years, how
yeah,
old were you then? Were you
yeah.
clean? Give us that time frame so that we know where you are in your
I started making beats before I got
recovery.
clean. I'm 4 years clean right now. I started making beats like about 8 years
Where's my
ago.
little clapper machine? I wanted to clap for him. You have to turn it on. Turn it on. 4 years clean.
But yeah, and it's been quite a journey. But
Wow, it really goes on.
yeah, it goes and goes. But
It's stuck.
4 years clean. You
um,
started doing beats before.
yeah, and it was just kind of, I was living with my friends and using just, they were really talented artists and they taught me how to use these like programs and stuff like that. Yeah, so then I moved into, recently I lost a friend to an overdose. My good friend Kabo Cuts passed away just unexpectedly last year about this time. And I was like, man, I've got all these beats. I've got hundreds of beats, right, sitting there that I had made since I was younger. Probably about 18 is when I started making beats. And I was like, I just need to do something with it. We did like before he had passed away, we did a freestyle in this back alleyway to the beat that I used for Lonely World. And when he passed away, my first show ever actually was at the bar that I met him, and that was like my inspiration, you know. That like kicked me into overdrive. Like he taught me how to scratch records. He taught me how to like, I feel like he was just like doing what he wanted to do in front of people, and that was like, I was like, man, I've just been like sitting here with my beats for a while. Like I need to do what I want to do.
And
So,
you are a man, you
yeah.
are moving forward fast because if
Yeah.
it was only a year ago that you did the freestyle in the alley and here you are,
Yeah.
you have an event coming up and you're going to be a headliner. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm headlining the River Bar on September 19th at 8 p.m. and
Congratulations
it just
on
means
that.
the world to me, you know, because I went out and made, after I lost Cabo, I was like, man, I need community, and I met these amazing people at Lucid Music Group out of Denver, and everybody should check them out, honestly. They're fantastic.
So let's go back to Deadheads.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people who are watching are Deadheads because everybody loved the Dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, we're in Colorado right now.
So let's go back to that because now we really get into your beat. And I want to listen carefully. And then when we wind down, we're going to get a chance to look at what you're saying, why you're saying, where it's coming from. Because I'm really excited to look at like, where's your music, your words, where's that all that coming from? So
Yeah,
let's listen to a little bit here.
I'm on the road like a deadhead day after me. Dropping files of the ass, they call me Cassidy. We all fast asleep, I'm sniffing gasoline. And then I spark up, I'm finna burn the scene. I'm finna burn the green, I'm sniffing ketamine. It ain't no joke with Keem, I'm knocking out like Sheen. Don't give a damn, Levine, on my way to Eugene. And when we finally slow down, these are days between. I've been on the scene, all these things I've seen that was so obscene, so filled with nonsense. On a long straight trip, kinda was constant, but it ain't mean shit when you were lost in the process. I ain't have to drip, ain't even have the faucet. On the road, feeling bad, damn it made me nauseous. I ain't never give a fuck, I was never cautious. Stop stuck on the tracks, alligator got. Now no looking back at that broke down palace. Spent so much time chasing rabbit like Alice. I've been running so long that my feet got callous. From the beaches of Florida to Aurora Borealis. Seen so many roads, seen so many faces. Fell in love with so many places. Made a detour, made a stop at the station. Took a look inside, trying to find salvation. Now no looking back at that broke down palace. Spent so much
How many
time chasing
words?
rabbit like Alice. I've been
Oh,
running
this
so
one
long
actually
that
was
my
like
feet got
the most words out of all of the songs that I've written. I didn't really. I had it written on my phone, so I could.
I mean,
check,
it is
but, like,
fast. It is
yeah,
fast,
it was one of my
so-
fastest ones. I was performing it live recently. I was like, actually, I might need to add some like little spaces in there so
A
I
little
can breathe.
space so you
yeah.
can breathe, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, tell us. I heard two words: ketamine and fuck. And
Yeah, yeah.
I have to say, when I go to a movie and I look at some of the trailers
Yeah.
for action films, my mind goes, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. It's like so fast.
Yeah.
So I'm learning rap. I'm learning to listen to the songs along to feel the beats
Yeah.
because it's helping my brain to continue to process all the information at all this, like, just bites of information that comes so fast. So my choice is to be with you
Yeah, absolutely.
and to hear what you were feeling
Yeah, absolutely.
when you wrote these words.
I kind of talk in these verses about like kind of coming into it. I want to paint a picture of like how beautiful it was to be a deadhead, and like the use that comes with it because it's like that kind of like yin yang, you know what I'm saying? And I see that a lot in the Grateful Dead scene where it's just like I went into it looking for a family. As a person who's dealing with addiction, I ended up finding a lot of addiction. And, like,
Wow.
so
So you were looking for people in community to connect with.
yeah,
And these were other deadheads.
yeah.
And then what you found is there was a lot of use. So let's talk about your mission. You're really on a mission. I understand that you appreciate that people are going to use. And so you're postulating or putting forth something called safe use.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's okay to just watch how much you do.
For me, it's like I'm not a cop. I see the way that safe use has affected areas like Oregon and stuff like that. I've got some buddies out there. And like it can get out of hand. Like I see that.
And are we mostly talking
So-
about opioids today, or
I
is
think
this
it's-
heroin also? Is there still heroin around?
Yeah, I mean, definitely heroin, opioids. I think today, like a lot of rappers and even me, like talk about lean and stuff like that, which can be cut. Like everything's cut at this
Uh-huh.
point, you know?
And we're talking like cut with fentanyl, which is killing people. Like you said, your
Exactly.
friend just recently OD'd.
Yeah.
Would you suspect that it was cut with fentanyl?
Yeah, I don't know the full story. It's kind of private to his family, but I do know that it was an overdose. And
I lost someone really,
yeah.
really close to me
So-
also, and it was a fentanyl overdose.
Yeah, and with the way that they explain it is like suicide, but like through drug use is kind of what it is. Like when people get so sad that they just use until they pass away. So
I know a couple people that happened to also.
yeah, my awareness is around fentanyl, and I give out at my shows. I give out fentanyl test strips, and I give out Narcan, and then I also have little plaques that teach people how to use it, like the Narcan. And then if they have questions about the fentanyl test strips, they're pretty straightforward and have directions, but I can always teach people.
So is a fentanyl test strip like you can test the product before you consume it?
Yeah, exactly. So then
That's so smart.
yeah, so when I'm performing my song Pills, I'll tell people that. I'll say, hey, like, come out here and try. I've got these free test strips, and I just go pick them up. Longmont has them. Like, as a community, we have them at the community centers. So,
Wow, I'm
like,
so glad
the
to hear
community,
that.
Longmont Community Hub.
So I am calling Pills your signature song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I make up that word or
No, I mean, like, yeah, this song I kind of released twice, especially because I was so proud of it. And then also because it meant a lot to me after losing my friend Cabo, after losing my friend Leonel, after losing my father. I've lost so many people that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And so I put emphasis on this song every time that I perform. I put, like, my whole heart and soul into it. I mean, like, I do that with every song, but especially this one, I'm like dumping my heart out onto the stage, and I'm angry and I'm sad, and so yeah, this is
the
my
one.
song. Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to it. You
Yeah.
can set it up if you want to tell us like what the gist or the essence is, or we can do it after. I'm going to just put that in your hands.
Yeah, actually, let's listen to it first, and then I'll just tell you a little bit after because I feel like, yeah,
Okay.
it gives a little breakdown. We'll start with the intro.
It's a truly amazing sight, frightening too. Field after field, thousands upon thousands of acres, a veritable sea of opium poppies. This is Afghanistan, which now produces more than 3/4 of the world's heroin. And it's all so brazen, right under the noses of 11,000 American troops.
Posted up in backyards, not enough that black tar. Started so young, thinking we won't make it that far. Maybe I see too far, but I don't really want more. All my homies tryna die, we knocking up on death's door. Wonder what I'm here for, my mind just go blank. Off the drugs like a veteran, I rose up in the ranks. 15, I overdosed and never been the same. We're looking all around and I know who to blame. Cause I forget, but don't forget. Just another complication.
So yeah, I started off with kind of a sample from an Australian channel. I think it's NBC Australia, and
That's what we were listening to.
Yeah.
You laid out the poppy fields in Afghanistan.
exactly. And
you're
I
like,
think it's
this is what we're exposing our 15,000 troops to.
yeah, exactly. And then it's also the fact that like us as a country is going over there. We see this and like we're supporting it a bit, you know. So that's a big part of it is we're bringing heroin into the country. We have been for a long time since we stepped into Iraq. I mean, like the heroin epidemic has been a huge problem for a long, long time. So, any type of opioid kind of gives into that. But, yeah, so some of the lyrics are like, maybe I'll see 2-4, but I don't really want more, like saying maybe I'll make it to 24, but like, I'm not really sure that I want to make it past that. And that's, thing that I've seen like kind of with all of my friends is that like it's like we're like so depressed or we've dealt with so much in our lives that we turn to the drugs and then we just kind of awaited death is what it was. Like we didn't care what it was doing to us. We didn't care about the consequences of it. So
Not in such an extreme, but a lot of people know something's not good for them.
yeah.
And they do it anyway. And it doesn't have to be drugs. It could be a sedentary life. It could be too much exposure to media. It could be eating the wrong foods, knowing you have heart disease and still wanting, deep, fatty, fried foods. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's like a human condition.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, absolutely.
And just once you get onto the drugs, once you get onto the opiates, then it really messes with your mind and takes you down. And then it can result in the worst case scenario. Noah Balboa, where do people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at TheRealBalboa7, but on all streaming platforms under all capital letters NoahBalboa.
We're going to find out about that fighter in you. 'Cause
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I've got the steps of Rocky in my head. I'm like, there must be a reason why.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to the Sterling Spin podcast. We'll just take a moment to ask you to subscribe, please, and thank you. And when you subscribe, you'll see the bell. The bell is the notification bell. You'll be notified when a new episode drops, which is every Sunday. So be with us, be here. Thank you. I want to say thank you to new sponsors and also invite you to become a sponsor of our show because we work in a simpatico way. And Noah is sitting in this chair because I've always said at every show, if you have a story, I want to hear about it. Let me know. I want to get you in this chair and in the studio. Noah sent me an absolutely beautiful letter. He said, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm enjoying your programs. I have a story to share and a message to bring to others. So please contact me. This is my email address. You get to me at sterlingspin@gmail.com. Again, sterlingspin@gmail.com. So you ended up, you knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who mentioned my show, and then you sent me an absolutely beautiful and heartfelt letter. It was really nice. I want to thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. It's been nice talking, honestly. So,
Yeah, how does it feel to talk about this
I mean,
this stuff that's in there, that you
yeah.
struggled and fought with? And when did the words come to the beats?
Yeah, I feel like part of it is therapy. I'm gonna be honest, like as much as I talk now, I don't just dump into my beats. I've been doing like the heaviest therapy for the last few years. And I needed it. Like I needed it really bad. I'm diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So yeah, so it's just every step kind of adds up. But yeah, I mean, like the music is part of my therapy, and I learned to lean into the music through therapy, but really that's where it started for me, honestly.
So the words that are in your songs now, am I correct in assuming that the beats came first? Oh,
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
beats came
make
first.
up. You're almost crying.
Oh no, don't worry. I was just but
Did you hear what I said? I'm gonna make up. You're almost crying because, I guess I shouldn't gloss over the fact that you're like, this is my therapy. This is what keeps me alive. You didn't say those
yeah.
words, but
Yeah, no, it
this is what
is.
keeps you alive.
It is, yeah. The music is my therapy, and also like all of the community has been a huge part of it as well, because before all of the music, I really needed I needed a community that I connected with.
And not the
And
deadheads,
yeah,
because they were
yeah, and
quite
it's
the
not even
ones.
I'm not even anti-Deadhead, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just that juxtaposition. I still have a lot of Deadhead friends and still really respect the culture. I really miss Dead and Company, honestly. I love traveling with them. I've been to like 40 shows, so I'm a huge fan. But yeah, that song's mostly just about the juxtaposition of like kindness to drug use to or like kindness to pain is kind of what it is. Yeah,
So
so
so the lyrics
mm-hmm.
for the songs, did they come recently
Ye-
after your friend OD'd? You're like, I got these beats. I've got to put something to it. And did you know you even had the capacity to find so many words to put into those beats so quickly, so fast?
I didn't, honestly. I didn't really honestly, I didn't like have much self-compassion or believe in myself before. And then I started to kind of do the therapy, and I was like, and I lost my friend at the same time, and therapy was kicking up, and I was like, I need to do something artistic to get this out. And you're right, I did have the beats sitting around for a while. So I was like, all right, I'm going to dive head into these beats, and I'm going to just start writing. The first beat that I wrote was fun and playful, and it was just like I was dealing with so much in life, so I was like, I just want to write something silly. So I wrote Mayor Oscar. It's like Colorado camping / like wiener hot dog. It's like a bunch of references, it's really silly. But then after that, I was like, well, now I'm feeling like I can like actually deal with this loss head on. And so that's when I decided to start writing a little bit more meaningful stuff. And I wrote my album Balboa in that headspace, because I was like, okay, well, now I've been through a lot, but I want to keep fighting.
Are you still in the fight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I call myself clean because I still smoke marijuana.
What would you call yourself if you didn't smoke marijuana?
I would call it sober, I
Okay,
guess.
so you
Yeah,
don't use the word
sober.
sober, you use the
Yeah.
word clean.
Yeah.
Anytime I would use THC, I can get information and I have access to parts of my brain or mind that I don't get unless I would use something.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, does that help you with your writing?
Yeah, it
Or
does.
life?
And I would say that honestly, I rely on the THC mostly medically, because I am a type 1 diabetic, recently diagnosed, and I have really bad nausea. And I also broke my back in 2009 skateboarding. So I've got back pain and nausea. So I kind of just like lean on it for that, honestly. And it's also good. like I said, I feel like it's a human condition to lean on some sort of substance.
Right.
For me, it's like I don't really drink caffeine. I don't really do any of that. So it's like I like my weed.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
It's
just what
okay.
it is.
I
yeah,
mean-
yeah, totally. I'm willing to be. You know.
You know, as long as you have some moments of clarity, a
Oh, yeah,
clear mind,
absolutely.
and I think it's you're using it medicinally, especially from. You're not going to use any. Do you take a Tylenol? Would you take Tylenol
Well,
or
so
Advil or Aleve or
I do
what's the
take a
limit?
little bit of Tylenol, but it doesn't really help with nausea. And I take like high-end nausea pills that don't really help. So as soon as I smoke a bowl, though, I'm fine. Like it goes away. So it's pretty impressive, honestly. It's been like a
That's-
magic medicine for
Wow,
me.
that's
so.
great. That's what it's for. I
Yeah,
mean, you
yeah.
want to be able to use something to help with the physical pain. I used to have a teacher, and what he would say is these words, quote, captured consciousness cannot grow.
That's true.
And he said the one thing that captures your consciousness more than anything else is pain in the body. Because why? All your attention goes into the area where the pain is. Your mind isn't free to be open and expansive and receptive for downloads or for being able to like see what's going on in the world. You lose that capacity because you're looking
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad that you found something that's really worked for you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a crazy user, but it's been really healing to and even my therapist, you know, we talk about it and stuff, and she's like in the same headspace, and it's like sometimes you just need a little something. I mean, like
That's just
that's
cool.
just what it is.
It is.
So, and that's why I support that in my music. When I get on stage and I do my pill speech, it's not like, "Hey, stop doing drugs." Like I'm a rapper, right?
Right.
Like I'm not gonna tell people to stop doing drugs. I get up there and I say, "Hey guys, this song is anti-pills, but realistically, I just want you to use safe." So
Right,
like
safe use.
yeah, safe use. So
And when did you take on the name Noah Balboa, Rocky Balboa? When did that happen for you? How's it working?
yeah, actually it was around when I lost Cabo because the original story was like my mom used to always call me Noah Balboa.
Okay.
So
Aw.
I always kind of went with that, and because like I just loved it because the rhyme scheme and everything too. But then when I was looking for a rap name to like kind of get into it, I was like I had all this I had a list of 50 different names, you know. And like that one just shined. So I was like, you know, my mom used to call me it, and I feel like it shows the strength that I have and the fact that I never give up even when things
Yeah.
get so hard. So
You
it's
just
like,
don't get to the top of the stairs and go, Adrian.
Yeah.
Call your manager, Danielle.
Yeah, exactly. There's more than 4 parts to the story, right?
Your mom, you mentioned that when you were 12, she had cancer. She was dealing with that and separation from your dad and stuff, I'm assuming. What's the story or your relationship with your mom today?
I love my mom to death, honestly. My mom is a good person, and she has always been my best friend. I am not speaking with her right now because, mostly because I needed space and I'm trying to heal. And sometimes when you're trying to heal and other people aren't trying to heal, it's hard to heal right next to them.
So glad that you've got clarity on that it's okay to have a boundary and take
Yeah,
space.
I think that's so important to mention. I feel like a lot of people can't do that and have a boundary, and like it was so hard. Like I said, my mom's my best friend. I miss her every day. She's a really good person.
Is she practicing safe use?
When I was younger, she liked pills and she liked stuff like that. She saw me get clean and she started to try too, you know? I think a lot of it just has to do with therapy and mental health and PTSD. So
Yeah, I bet it does.
So
And recently diagnosed with diabetes 1 is
yeah, I didn't. It just
kind of
came out.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Because I usually hear that it's something that happens. So you're contending with a lot, but you also have a wake-up call and you're like, oh, wow, I got to take care of me. Because if you don't take
Yeah.
care of you, ain't nobody going to take care of you.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is like the self-responsibility. Like you can feel depressed, you can feel that like, oh man, I just keep getting hit over and over and over again. But you have to look at it like, but I'm gonna get back up. And like if I just lay here and wallow, then I'm never gonna get anywhere. So
And now you're also becoming a role model for others, and here you are, you're on the Sterling Spin podcast, and you're putting messaging out. You'll be able to inspire other people
my goal.
to also follow the leads in life. You were given a lead about getting on the Sterling Spin podcast, and then I would put a message out to people like, "Hey, you want to be in this chair? You've got a story," and so you took that initiative. You have gathered that motivation in order to get you
appreciate that.
not only in this seat but on the stage at the river on September
19th at 8 p.m.
At 8
Pop
p.m.
out. Yeah, it's
and
gonna
I
be so
also
fun.
know that that's a night where they're going to have it's a theme night too.
Yeah, I themed it Rocky. I got to choose everything. So
Okay.
it's like I got to choose all the artists. I love every single artist that's going to be performing. And like I chose them from my favorite Denver artists. And then we're going to be doing a freestyle that has a prize that
It's a
at the
Friday night.
end. Yeah, and it's a Friday night.
So you want to be there.
Yeah.
I we're going to wrap this pretty quickly. It's
Yeah.
one song, Bluebird. Just want to be able to find out what this Bluebird is.
Yeah. Yeah, this song is extra special to me because it was recorded with my beautiful partner, Danielle. So she helped do all the backup vocals.
Oh, how wonderful.
There's a bluebird in my heart, but I'll tell you I'm too tough for it. There's a bluebird in my heart, all these drugs ain't enough for it. There's a bluebird in my heart, so I drown him out with lean, hoping one day he don't wake up, feel like such a tragic scene. There's a bluebird in my heart who wants to get out, and sometimes late at night I let him roam all about. I tell him I know you're there, so don't you be sad. And with every new day I just go throw him right back, but inside he sings, no I won't let him die. Watch a world as it turns and end up wondering why. I watch the colors turn gray, the sun it falls out the sky, watch the night turn to day.
Yeah, it's been one of my favorite songs, and I try to keep it versatile too. I like indie music and rock and roll music, so
I picked it up in there.
Yeah.
I can hear every word, and it's very indie because it's just your Bluebird. It's only yours. So
Yeah.
as we end, what is the Bluebird stand for or represent that wants to come out at night and show itself? Is it good or bad? Is it?
I was inspired by a poem by Charles Bukowski named Bluebird. He talks kind of about this bluebird that he keeps drowning with alcohol and cigarettes and drugs and stuff like that. So I came back and kind of did my own version of it. And so I think it is about a past me that I had caged inside as a bluebird, and I kept like dumping alcohol, and I could never make progress musically because I was constantly doing something to stun my growth pretty much. And so yeah, I think this song kind of represents that transformation from like always dumping the alcohol in the bluebird to like finally kind of coming out at the end and being myself and who I want to be right now.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Now I think the Bluebird is really a dove because you're helping other people to have and create, and for yourself and your partner, peace.
Yeah, exactly.
And so thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for sending me the letter, being here in the studio.
Thank you for having me on.
You
really.
are my Noah Balboa.
Oh,
too.
well, thank you so much. I
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Really,
I've loved
really
being
good.
on the podcast.
Yes.
It's been great.
So, and we've got for our viewers and listeners the way that they can get in touch with you from Instagram and also on all the platforms. So,
yeah, Noah Balboa at The Real Balboa 7 and all capitals NOAHBALBOA. Check me out.
this is Liz Sterling. I want to thank you so much for being with us here. Until the next time you're within the sound of my voice, I wish you well, be blessed, be happy, keep spinning toward tomorrow today. Bye.